Hello everyone, Creative Fun here, back again with another DCS video, and this time we are going to fly the MiG-21, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. As you can see, I have a mission in front of me which I prepared myself, and this is going to be like an old school strike mission for the MiG-21. And if you look at the more modern fighter aircrafts like the Mirage or the A-10, you have all these advanced navigation systems and weapons deployment systems that you simply do not have in the MiG-21. So we're going to use a little bit of old school techniques to navigate and find our targets. We have gathered some intel here, and we're going to have a look at the intel we have. Our goal is to strike an outpost right south of the South Ossetian border. Some Russian soldiers are set up a roadblock right here. I'm going to have a look at the image a little bit closer here. Let's see, here we go. And as you can see, we have a truck and an outpost, a truck APC and outpost, which this is some aerial reconnaissance photographs from maybe a helicopter or something. Anyway, it's some intelligence information on the outpost we're going to strike, and we have the strike target right there. And as a visual cue, a visual aid to find a target, we have a huge body of water, a water reserve. And if we look at the satellite or a high area photograph here, we can see we have a large body of water not so far from our target area, and this will help us to locate and visually locate the target. Anyway, to be able to navigate, as you can see here, I have made a path for our flight plan here, but since the since the MiG-21 doesn't have an inertial navigation system or GPS navigation system, we're not going to be able to like switch from waypoint to waypoint in the MiG-21's navigation system, because there isn't a navigation system like that. There's no waypoint navigation system in the MiG-21. If you use the kneeboard, you have a nifty little feature that allows you to mark your position on the map in the kneeboard. We're not going to use that either, because that's also a little bit of cheating. We are going to use our own. We're going to use navigation systems available in the MiG-21, and we're going to use our knowledge about the terrain and the area we're flying in to guide us. And we're going to use a little bit of math as well. So stay tuned here. I'm just going to explain how this mission is going to take place. We're of course going to take off from Vaziani. I'm sorry if I was slaughtering the name. Vaziani airbase, and we're going to fly to the city of Gori. And right outside the city of Gori, a little bit north of it, there is a ARC non-directional beacon. So we're going to use the non-directional beacon as a navigation point. I'm going to use my ruler here, and from this navigation beacon here, we're going to plot a course. So let's see here, click on the ruler, click here, and let's try it. There we go. So we would end up a little bit to the, I would say, to the east of our target, so we can roll into them around 30 nautical miles at a heading of 320. So when we passes this navigation beacon, we will turn to 320 and travel for about 30 nautical miles. And this is kind of how they did navigation back in the days when you didn't have GPS or advanced inertial navigation systems, and you had to do it completely radio silent. There's a couple of drawbacks with the ARC network or the ARC non-directional beacons. It's that it doesn't give you a distance indicator, so we don't know how far the beacon is from us. The only way we'll know that we're passing the beacon is that the indicator will start moving from pointing forward to backwards. So we need to add a little bit of math to this. Now, around 30 nautical miles is roughly 24 kilometers. So fortunately for us, the MiG-21 is using the metric system for both speed and altitude. And since we've converted, I already converted the nautical miles into kilometers, 24 kilometers. If we can assume that the MiG-21 is going to be at a speed, or we can of course control the speed of MiG-21. So if we are in a speed around 600 kph, it will take us about 2.5 minutes to traverse a total of 24 kilometers. Of course, we're going to spot the target way before that. Of course, we can see further than right where we are, of course, but that gives a good indication how much time we need to travel before we can assume that we're approaching our target. So my thinking is that I am going to use probably heavy rockets and the regular rockets. So these heavy rockets, they pack quite a punch, and I've used them to destroy outposts before, so I know that they're quite heavy. This is a very short mission, so I don't think I need external fuel. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't need external fuel tank. So let's just line up for the runway on the runway here, and then prepare to take off. Okay, good. Looks fairly good. There we go. Aircraft is stopped. Nose wheel braking on. Let's put in on takeoff flaps. Good. Let's unhinge this one so we can retract the gears as quickly as possible. Okay. Takeoff ready. Let's go. Now when you take off with the MiG-21, you first has to throttle up full and turn on the afterburner after you start rolling. Otherwise the front wheel might put you off a little bit. So there we go, and around 350 kph we're gonna pull back on the stick, rotate, and get up in the air. Rotating, and we're up. The MiG-21, even though the capabilities of the MiG-21 is very similar to oh, they were passing out. Even though the MiG-21's capability is very similar to that of the Mirage in terms of weapons and payload, the MiG-21 is quite difficult to handle compared to the Mirage's advanced fly-by-wire system. Of course, there's no fly-by-wire system in the MiG-21, so you have to do all the flying. No computer is helping you out. Let's retract the flaps and keep climbing. Let's see here if we should be able to pick up the arc beacon very soon there. And we hear the Morse code as well. So I'm going to turn off the Morse code, and then I'm going to align myself. You see here I still haven't turned off the afterburner, and there's a very good reason for that, because when the MiG-21 is equipped with air-to-ground weapons, it handles like a potato. Bad potato. So I want to be able to get some speed first. The MiG-21 handles much better at higher altitude and speeds. It is, after all, an interceptor. I'm also going to have to trim out. Let's turn off the afterburner now. We're on a decent altitude and speed. Let's see if we can trim this aircraft a little bit. Okay, so we are approaching the turning point very soon. You can see the needle has moved a little bit and it started wobbling a bit more. Now the bad thing with the arc system is that we don't get a distance indicator, so all we can do here is wait for this needle here to start turning quite rapidly, and that will give us a good indication that we're passing the beacon. I'm gonna adjust my course a little bit to realign myself with the needle. Oh, as you can see now it's turning quite a lot. That indicates that we are indeed passing it. It should be around here somewhere probably. So you see here it's turning a lot. So what we're going to do now, as we're passing it, we are going to turn directly to 320. There, and we're going to activate the autopilot again. So you can see here we're past the needle, and or not past the needle, we're past the beacon, and this is the only indication you get that you have reached your waypoint, since we cannot see the distance here. But it's good enough for us to do a rough navigation. I would not recommend doing, if you're unfamiliar with terrain, I would not recommend doing an attack run like this in during nighttime in bad weather. The MiG-21 was never designed as a strike aircraft or attack aircraft from the beginning, so it's not really equipped for that, especially not nighttime operations. Okay, so after your turn, it's a good idea to check your watch here. You have a nice little watch here or a clock that you can keep track of the time. We have been traveling this destination for about 45 seconds to a minute. And that means that we should arrive very soon at our destination. Should be able to see some of the visual cues. So I'm going to look out there, and there we have it. So I'm going to disable the autopilot and point down, and let's see. Oh, right on target. Isn't that convenient? So as you can see, you can navigate fairly accurately with this system. We have the water reserve there, and I'm pretty sure this is the bridge and where we're going to attack. So I'm going to activate my radar and turn on the ranging beam. And there we have the visual on the outpost. And now it's just a matter of waiting till we can fire. I'm gonna get the ranging information very soon. Throttle back to idle. There we go. We are at 7. Fire the rockets. And then fire the other rockets. Throttle up. And then let's get out of here. So we're up. Gonna launch some flares. And there's definitely a little bit of smoke going up there. Let's see. I don't think we got the trucks. I have some more rockets here. I only got off 2 volleys of rockets. So despite the fact that this is not the safest way to do it, I am going to do another run. Because it's definitely better to get the targets done right now, because I won't be able to have a chance to go back once they call for reinforcements. So we're going to go up and do another run. See if we cannot push the aircraft a little bit. Good thing we have the afterburner. See if we cannot get into good firing situation again. That looks good. I'm gonna zoom in and then throttle back a bit. So we have the targets over there, so we're gonna do one more run and then we're gonna get out of here. There we go, and that's it for us. Let's drop some more flares. And I see some more smoke there. That's great. So I think we got the targets we needed. I'm gonna turn off the pipper now. I'm gonna switch this down to a weapon I'm not carrying so I don't accidentally fire anything more. I'm gonna turn off the radar to standby. And I'm going to align myself with the beacon again. There we go. And I'm gonna climb a little bit using the afterburner. Okay, so that's how you can do navigate and do a pretty decent strike run with the MiG-21. The last for us here to do is to just place our little paper here for heading 10. Should be that. And you can see we're passing the beacon right now, and that's the city of Gori. So I'm going to disable the autopilot and turn into my desired heading. And the MiG-21 handles a lot less like a potato once you released your load, pun intended. So we're on course back for the airbase we took off from. We're heading back to Tbilisi now, and this should be about a 5 to 7 minute run before flight before I can visually spot the airbase. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Wonder if you can still see some smoke over there. Oh, yeah, still some smoke over there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of clip of me trying to, and hopefully successfully landing the MiG-21. That's usually the hardest part about any mission with the MiG-21, getting her safely down on the ground. So thank you once again for watching. If you like this type of video, please leave a like and maybe consider subscribing.